Always great catching up with my next guest. It is UFC heavyweight Chase Sherman, who's going to be back in action against Parker Porter at UFC Fight Night on August 21st. Chase, how's it going, man?
How you doing, James? It's been a long time. How's everything going with you?
Everything's going well. It's good to be chatting with you. And we were talking off air there. You're actually in Florida training at Sanford MMA. How did that end up coming together with you going down and training at Sanford?
When I came back into the UFC, I was looking to make find a home base for like my training camps, and originally went out to Colorado for the last fight, and just kind of making some moves here and there, and things didn't pan out kind of the way I wanted to there, and which no hard feelings or anything. A bunch of great guys over there, but I'd seen some guys I built relationships with over the years over here at Sanford, and like Brendan Allen. I've seen he was training down here. Brandon Vera, I'm good friends with him, and saw he was training down here. And then a couple other guys I was familiar with. And I've always kind of been a fan of Henry Hoof. And so I called him and told him I wanted to come visit and check it out. And I came down here for one weekend and scoped it out, man, and loved it. And that's where I'm doing my camp at. So, and that's probably where I'll do the rest of my camps at. So I love it, man. It's awesome. I mean, you got everything you need, but just the vibes, just great vibes,
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Is this like a permanent move, or are you just going to do your camps down here?
I don't know yet, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes. It just depends. Finances and family and all that kind of plays into it. So we'll see.
I know a couple of years ago you used to train down at Jackson Wink. Was that ever a consideration, or was it always just looking at a different camp, get some variety in your training camp?
I love the guys over there in Albuquerque. Still I'm considered still friends with John and Coach Wink and Coach Greg always treated me really good, and everybody treated me good there. It's just I hated Albuquerque, man. The town. I couldn't. You know what I mean? I didn't enjoy like obviously you're in training camp and you're beating yourself up every day, and so like it's nice to be able to like step out and enjoy the environment and the atmosphere that you're in, and I just didn't mesh well with Albuquerque,
Fair enough. And no, totally. And trust me, if you're looking at the two, Albuquerque and Florida, I think I'd want to go to the beaches in Florida, right? Sounds a little bit better. So there's that too. Yeah. That's good. I know the last fight didn't go the way you wanted. What did you take away the most from that performance against Andrei Arlovski?
The most I took away from it was that I needed to really work on my mental and become a little bit more mentally tough. And I solely focused that loss on my shoulders, and I can go back and blame it on the injury. I tore my knee, ligament in my knee. 5 minutes before walking out. With a complete tear of my meniscus and a partial tear of my ACL. While I was warming up in the back, and went out there following it, but for that fight to be so close, you know what I'm saying? If I would have if I was a little bit more mentally tough, you know what I mean? Like in the aspect of like before that had happened, I was solely convinced that I was going to go run through Andrei Arlovski. There was no other way you could convince me. And then 5 minutes before walking out, I stepped to throw a kick and my knee snapped.
Oh shoot!
And and so like at that point it was like going from I'm about to just destroy this man to just don't get fucking embarrassed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so the adrenaline took me through the first round, but then as that started wearing off, you know what I mean, the pain is pretty excruciating. And then the fact that I was getting kicked in it, the whole damn fight, and all I could do was walk around. If I maybe had told instead of telling myself don't get embarrassed, like still go out there and win the fight, I could have won the fight. I know if I had both legs under me, he would have been finished in the first round, because I almost finished him in the first round with only one leg. under my base, and your base is everything. You know what I mean? That's where you draw all your power from. And I mean, I cracked him hard at the end of the first, and had him on skates. But after that, he didn't want to sit in the pocket anymore with me. He kind of got on that point game, and he was on his bicycle the rest of the night. He'd come in with a little blitz, and he'd start circling, blitz and circle. And all I could do was try to walk him down. I couldn't cut any angles. I couldn't do anything with the things that I wanted to. And so I guess that's what you can take away most from that fight. And the fact that I was in there on a week's notice with a Hall of Famer, and with one leg, and almost beat that guy. And some people say that fight was pretty close. Enough to it could have went either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's interesting. I was actually curious about that fight. Had you and Andrei trained before? I know he was at Jackson Wink. I couldn't remember if you guys were there at the same time.
No, we weren't there at the same time.
Okay. I was curious about that.
Yeah, he kind of left after the whole Overeem, and then we fought, and so, yeah. Yeah,
that makes sense. And you mentioned the injury there. How long did that keep you out for? When were you able to get back to training after the knee injury?
I went home and had surgery. I got the MRI and I had surgery, and then it was about a 6 week little layaway, and then but I went to the best orthopedic surgeon there was, man, and like really felt good after the surgery. Like immediately was able to put weight on it, and basically the only thing that was apprehending me from that point was just building up all the atrophy that I'd had in that leg, because I lost like 25% of my quad, you know what I mean? So it was just one of those things.
Let's talk about Parker Porter. 11-6 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I think it's a tailor-made fight for me, man. I really do. I think I'm going to get to go out there and show all my skill set, and I think I'm going to go put on a clinic. I know I am. And I feel really good. This is the best camp I've had. I feel just physically, spiritually, mentally, all of it's just kind of coming together. And it's coming at the right time, For so long, I've had most of my career, I've all been short notice fights, so I haven't really had the opportunity to figure out the formula exactly. What the right time frame is for me in the camp, and I think I got it pretty narrowed down on this one. Like, because sometimes you can have camp for too long. 8-9 week camp, man. It's just, for me, I find like it's just too long. Like, you're just peaking at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Being away from your family and friends for that long, and you're putting your body just through all this grueling, excruciating training for that long. You realize that. Your body is going to peak at a certain point. You know what I mean? And so I think I figured out the formula to that. I feel great.
And you talked about Sanford there. I mean, there's so many fighters training there now. It's actually tough to keep track of how many people sort of flock to that gym. Who are you getting to work with mainly as far as bodies in the gym?
There's a bunch of Bellator heavyweights here, man. I've been working with well, first of all, my coaches, I've been working with Henry, obviously, on the pads, Jason Stroud on the pads, and both great boxing and kickboxing coaches. Coach Greg Jones is phenomenal, man. I tell him, people, like, I told him, I was like, man, you're one of the few coaches I've come across in MMA that's actually a coach. You know what I mean? Like, runs it like a coach. Like, I feel like I'm back at football practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between being a coach and being an MMA trainer. There's just a difference, and any athlete can tell you that's been, and, he was a collegiate athlete as well. So he knows how to kind of like, you know what I mean? Light a fire under you, you know what I mean? So I got to give those guys credit. But, some of the guys I've been working with are just, man, I don't know their last names, to be honest.
No worries. Steve Mowry, I'm assuming you're working with Steve, yeah.
Steve,
Lynn Vassell.
Lynn Vassell, and then Ong,
yeah.
Onglai, and then Brandon Vera's here, and been working with Kyle. He's a LFA guy, working with him. I forget his last name too. Man, there's just a bunch of good heavyweights, a bunch of good guys. All of them, you know what I mean? And it's not so much just even the bodies, man, just the vibes. I mean, it's just real team oriented here. And everybody, there's no egos. Everybody looks after everybody. And the first day that I came in, man, it's just, the team captains, the guys that have been here for a while, they just make you feel welcome and like family instead of kind of like pushing you away. You know what I mean? Like a lot of gyms you go into, like they kind of shun you and they kind of like wait till you earn your stripes and shit. But these guys are like, they kind of embrace you and like take you under their wing and then they show you the way and you know what I mean? And they realize how difficult it can be being away from your family and your friends and everybody you know. And so they make you feel at home. And that was a big thing for me.
And it must be nice having Brendan there as well too, right?
Yeah, Brendan's great. He's moving down here. He just moved here. Brendan, me and him got close years ago when I fought for Titan. Remember I was going to fight for Titan? When I fought for Titan, I was fighting Jack May. You interviewed me for that interview.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But I was down there in San Diego and training there at Alliance, and Brendan was there. And we kind of got close. He's a good guy, man. He's always positive. There's just a bunch of people from all over the world, man, down here being a bunch of just embracing the kind of the beach bum vibe, super friendly. Like, it's mellow, it's chill, it's good. It's good stuff. Have you seen the gym?
I haven't. I can't get into the U.S. because with this COVID stuff, I can't leave Canada right now. So once that does happen, I'll definitely be going down there to do some interviews. So,
well, look, let me give you.
Yeah, sure. We'll get a little cribs here if the connection holds up. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, let's see. How do I change the...
I think you just press the thing on the... Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. So this is one of the recovery rooms right here.
Wow.
So this is all, they got the massage chairs. They got everything, here. You got the hot tub. Yep, there you go. Yep, yeah, the cold tub over here. Yeah, Coach Kai, he's fighting PFL this week. And then... you come through there, that's obviously the bathrooms, but you got all of our own lockers,
That's awesome, man.
And then you got physical therapists on staff in here.
So it's like having a PI in Florida, basically.
Exactly. Exactly what it is. And I would even venture to say, man, some of the stuff here is like for me, because I'm a trainer as well. I'm a sports training coach. So like some of the stuff here is like it's like I'm a hog in heaven. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
The bar was this training facility that's connected next door, right? Look, I mean, you got all this. It's just.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That does look like the PI. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, and then you come over here, you walk right in through the lobby. This is the lobby right here.
Wow, look at that.
You get on the ping pong table. Yeah.
How are you at ping pong? Any good?
I mean, I don't know. It's been a minute since I played, but I tell you what, I'm undefeated at chess here. I'm the chess champion.
Ooh, interesting. So, I used to play chess as a kid.
Yeah,
it's good.
And then you
brain game.
Come in here, and you got the facility in here, man. It's just
that's unreal.
It's really immaculate. Yeah, and I mean, you got the doctors. Sanford Health is who sponsors it, so you have doctors and stuff on staff that can see you. You know what I mean? And then you come in here through the lounge, and all the guys over here having a meeting. But look, you even got a barber shop right here.
What?
Every Tuesday
awesome.
you get cut up.
How do you see the fight playing out on August 21st?
I'm getting the win. I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant or cocky, but I really think the fight's going to get stopped. And I think I really think more than 2.5. If you're going to bet the under, bet under 2.5. So that's just how I see it. My hands feel, man, I just feel great. I feel really good. I feel really, really, really good. I feel really strong, really fast. I feel good on my feet. Um, just I'm excited to see like what I can actually do, and I got a lot to prove, man. Because I mean, I had to sit back and kind of chew on that from the last fight, and listen to all the critics and stuff, and you want to so bad be like, oh well, I was injured, this and that, but no one really cares. And so like people are like, oh, you look like you were stuck in mud. You weren't even moving and this and that. Like, well, no shit, I couldn't move, I couldn't cut angles, I couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how I fight. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm capable of. I mean, you see what I'm capable of against Ike Villanueva on 6 days. You know what I mean? Like 6 days coming off the couch, not having an MMA fight over a year. And so like from going from that to Andre, and then realizing like I couldn't do anything to do, like, you know what I mean? I couldn't perform like the athlete that I'm capable of. It really hurt. You know what I mean? So I'm going into this fight now, and it's like I'm going to show everybody, what I'm capable of, and I can't wait. You know what I mean? I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Before we get you out of here, what's downtime looking like? I know you're training a lot. Are you going to the beach, or what are you doing out there in Florida when you're not training?
Man, I've been, I'll go to the beach some for sure. I'm about a mile from the beach. I got a mountain bike, and on Mondays I ride my bike to the gym. So that's like a little 17-mile bike ride to the gym and back home. So I get a good like 30 miles in, you get my legs under me, and just cruise the beach all the way back. I've been doing a lot of reading, so I haven't watched TV at all. Since I've been in camp, I've just been reading and doing some meditating now, and been going to yoga twice a week and doing that, man. Just really just feeding my soul, you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of what I've been doing on my downtime. Eating a lot of good food. Trying to stay away from some of the Cuban food because it's so damn good. But, oh, man, it's good, man. Everything's been good.
I can tell, man. And making time for interviews. I appreciate it, Chase. It's always good catching up with you, man. It's UFC Fight Night, August 21st. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man. I'd like to, y'all go to my Instagram page. It's Chase Sherman, UFC. I posted a link on there. I'm selling all the new span CBD products are freaking phenomenal. And I'm not just saying that because they sponsor me, but like I was always skeptical about, because everybody does CBD, you know what I mean? Everybody, like, their stuff is like high quality, like it's really good. I'm a 205-pound guy, so like for something like to like work in my body, typically it has to be pretty high potency because I'm so large. But like this stuff is really good. Clothing line and apparel line is on there. Matt Viper and those guys have made all their stuff, all good quality shirts, really good hats. So that's on there. On Guard Industries, man. These guys, they help sponsor me as well. They make like all the supplements that are USADA approved, FDA approved, BCAAs, pre-workouts, stuff like that. Those are some really good guys. And then most importantly, one of my cornermen and best friends and coaches, Robbie Ellis, Neolife. Neolife has been with me since day one. They really were a big help in me getting out here and finding some housing and doing all that. And my career wouldn't be where it is without those people in my life. So I have to give a thank you to them. And also, if anybody else sees this, man, I'm always constantly looking for sponsors. All fighters are, and it's hard to progress our careers with the way that we kind of get paid without y'all. So I appreciate all the sponsorships and endorsements and everything. So, but I appreciate it, man.